Alex awoke with a start. His head throbbed and the hum of strange machinery filled the room. The last thing he remembered was the violent turbulence in space and the warning from his ship's AI, stabilization failing. Emergency protocol initiated. Now he lay on a soft, glowing surface unlike any bed he had ever seen. The walls around him shimmered as if alive, pulsing gently with light. He sat up and looked around. The cabin was small but elegant. Holographic panels floated in mid-air, displaying alien symbols he could not read. A faint scent of metallic ozone lingered in the air. His suit, torn from the crash, clung to him uncomfortably. The only sound besides the hum was the soft hiss of the room's climate system. He took a deep breath, trying to calm his racing heart. A sudden sound made him freeze. The door slid open silently, without the usual mechanical clank he expected from human technology. At first he saw nothing. Then a figure stepped inside. She was humanoid, tall, with long flowing hair that shimmered faintly under the cabin's light. Her eyes were a striking color, almost luminescent, and her movements were fluid, precise, and confident. Alex's first instinct was caution. Who are you?" he asked, his voice hoarse. She paused in the doorway, studying him. She did not respond immediately. Her gaze was intense but not threatening. Finally she spoke, her voice calm, almost musical. "You are human?" Alex nodded slowly. "Yes, I am. I'm Alex. I was on the Starship Horizon. What is this place?" She stepped further into the room, her presence commanding the space without seeming aggressive. "This is my ship," she said. "It drifts near the edge of the star system. Your arrival was expected in a manner of speaking." Alex blinked, confused. "Expected? How could you have known I'd be here?" The alien woman's expression softened slightly. "I monitor many points across the galaxy. Some events, rare as they are, have patterns. Your ship's signal reached me. I came to see you personally." Alex swallowed. He had never encountered anything like her. She radiated authority, and yet there was a strange warmth in her gaze. He tried to keep his composure. "You came for me?" "Yes," she said simply. She moved closer, her steps soundless. "You are unique. I needed to observe you." Alex's mind raced. Unique? Observe him? He had faced dangerous missions before, but this was different. This woman was clearly intelligent, more than any alien species he had read about. He sensed that his choices here would matter, not just for himself, but perhaps for something larger. "I don't understand," he said. "Why me?" Her eyes softened and she gestured toward the room. "You humans are capable of things my kind rarely achieves. Adaptability, creativity, and courage. I needed to see if you possessed these qualities." Alex's curiosity overcame his initial fear. "Adaptability? Creativity? Courage?" he repeated. I guess humans are known for that. But why would that matter here?" She smiled faintly, almost amused. "Because the galaxy is changing. There are dangers coming, forces that could destroy worlds. I needed to determine whether your species could face such challenges." Alex felt a mixture of pride and anxiety. "And what happens if I can?" "That," she said, "we will see in time." A sudden alert from the ship made both of them glance toward the holographic panels. Red symbols flashed briefly, then returned to normal. Alex had learned enough from his time in space to recognize a warning. "Something's wrong with your system?" he asked. She shook her head. "No, a minor fluctuation in nearby space currents. Nothing dangerous." Her voice was calm, almost rehearsed, but Alex noticed a tiny flicker of concern in her eyes. She turned back to him. "You must rest. The journey ahead will require your full attention and energy." Alex hesitated. He wanted answers, but the exhaustion from the crash made him realize she was right. "Okay, I'll rest," he said. She nodded, then moved toward the doorway. But instead of leaving, she paused. "I will remain nearby. If you have questions, I will answer them." Alex could not stop his curiosity. "Why did you come into my room like that? Most beings would wait at the door or at least announce themselves." She tilted her head regarding him. "Formality is not always necessary. I needed to ensure you were safe and conscious. Time is valuable, especially when it comes to survival and decisions that matter." Alex's mind raced with possibilities. Survival? Decisions that matter? He had a sinking feeling that he had stumbled into something far larger than himself. But he could not deny the intrigue. "All right," he said slowly. "I guess we start with introductions then." Yes, she said simply. I am called Solara. I am a guardian. Your species calls it many things, protector, watchman. I am what my kind calls a sentinel of civilizations. Alex tried to process her words. A guardian of civilizations? He repeated, like a protector of worlds. Solara nodded. Yes, and now you are part of one of the tests I must conduct. The galaxy requires allies. Humans are promising. Alex felt a mixture of awe and disbelief. Tests, allies. The galaxy? He shook his head. This is a lot to take in, she smiled faintly again. Yes, it is. But there is little time to explain fully. Your first challenge is observation. Watch, learn, understand. The rest will follow. Alex looked around the room again. The walls shimmered softly. The panels continued to flicker with alien symbols, and the soft hum of the ship filled the air. He felt small yet important. Somehow, Solara's confidence in him made him believe that he could rise to whatever challenge awaited. Then, unexpectedly, Solara moved to a panel at the side of the room. She waved her hand and the air seemed to ripple. A holographic star chart appeared, showing dozens of planets, ships, and routes Alex could not comprehend. This, she said, pointing to a blinking dot, is where your species could make a difference. That fleet approaching is not yet a threat, but it could become one if not monitored. You will assist me in evaluating it. Alex's pulse quickened. Assist? You? Me? On a ship like this? Solara turned to face him, her expression serious. Yes, you may not understand all of it now, but humans think in ways my kind rarely does. That is why I sought you. You will need to act, adapt, and think. Your survival, and that of others, may depend on it. For the first time since waking, Alex felt a spark of determination. The fear was still there, but it was tempered with curiosity. He nodded firmly. All right, I'll do it. Tell me what I need to know. Solara's eyes softened in what Alex interpreted as approval. Good. First, learn the controls. Observe the patterns of movement. Then, when the time comes, act decisively. Hesitation can be costly. Alex moved closer to the panel, studying the blinking dots, the alien symbols, and the strange motions. He could feel his mind stretching, trying to adapt to this alien technology. Every instinct he had as a human was being tested, and he welcomed it. As the hours passed, Solara remained in the room, occasionally guiding him, occasionally observing silently. Alex realized something remarkable. This alien woman, despite her advanced abilities, respected human intelligence. She did not give him solutions. She gave him tools, guidance, and space to learn. By the time the first light from a nearby star filtered through the shimmering walls, Alex felt a strange sense of connection, not just to Solara but to the larger universe. He was no longer just a stranded human. He was part of something greater, a species with the potential to influence events on a galactic scale. Solara finally spoke, breaking the silence. Rest now. Tomorrow the first phase begins. You will see challenges you cannot yet imagine. But I believe you are ready. Alex lay back on the soft, glowing bed. He felt exhaustion creeping in, but also a quiet excitement. Tomorrow he would take his first steps in a story far bigger than anything he had ever known. And somewhere deep within him, a spark of pride ignited. Humans, perhaps they really were capable of extraordinary things. Alex woke to the soft hum of the ship. His body ached from the crash, but his mind buzzed with anticipation. Yesterday had been a whirlwind of strange technology, glowing panels, and Solara's cryptic instructions. Now he felt as if the real test had begun. Solara stood at the edge of the room, her posture calm and precise. You slept well, she observed. Good, rest is necessary. The first phase of your evaluation begins today. Alex sat up, rubbing his eyes. First phase, what? What exactly is it? You will see, she said, her voice calm, yet carrying an undercurrent of seriousness. She moved to a nearby panel, her hand tracing patterns in the air. The room responded instantly. Holographic projections of nearby star systems appeared, glowing dots and lines tracing paths across space. This is the sector, Solara explained. We monitor it closely. An unusual formation has appeared. A cluster of ships moving without identification. Your task is to observe, analyze, and determine their intent. Humans have a unique ability to think unpredictably. That is why you are here. Alex stared at the projections. Hundreds of small ships moved like a school of fish, patterns he could barely begin to interpret. His human instinct screamed at him to simplify, to find patterns in the chaos. "Where do I start?" he asked. Solara moved closer. "Begin by noting speed, trajectory, and frequency of course changes. Look for patterns, anomalies, and inconsistencies. Think about what they are not doing as much as what they are doing." Alex nodded and focused. He had done similar observations on Earth, tracking satellites, predicting weather, even strategizing in simulations, but nothing compared to this. The stakes felt infinitely higher. Hours passed. Alex traced lines, made mental calculations, and occasionally glanced at Solara for guidance. She offered hints, never full solutions, letting him puzzle out the details. Slowly, patterns began to emerge. Some ships moved with purpose, maintaining formation. Others darted unpredictably, as if testing the space around them. "They are scouting," Alex said aloud, surprising even himself. "The ones moving in formation are surveying the area, while the others are probing for weaknesses. They are cautious but curious." Solara's eyes narrowed, showing a flicker of approval. "Exactly. Most species would overlook the subtle probing. Humans notice anomalies. That is why you were chosen." Alex felt a surge of pride. The alien sentinel had faith in him. He leaned forward, analyzing more data. "They're not aggressive yet, but they could become a threat if they detect something valuable." "Correct," Solara said. "Now suggest a course of action. What should we do next?" Alex paused. He knew she expected more than observation. She wanted a decision, an action. His human training kicked in. He considered the options carefully. "We could send a small signal to test their response. A harmless transmission. If they respond aggressively, we know their intent. If not, we gain valuable information." Solara tilted her head, studying him closely. "Bold, precise, efficient. Humans think in ways my kind rarely does. You may proceed." Alex activated the communication module on the panel, crafting a simple but deliberate message. "This is a neutral observation. We mean no harm. Identify yourself." He sent it and held his breath. The blinking dots continued their motions, then suddenly, one cluster broke formation. A larger ship detached and moved toward the signal. Alex's pulse quickened. "Analysis," Solara instructed. Alex leaned in, observing the new pattern. "They're cautious, yes, but also curious. They are approaching slowly, testing our response. They are not immediately hostile. If we continue to act with precision and caution, we can gather intelligence safely." Solara nodded. "Well done. Many species would panic, retreat, or respond aggressively. You act with composure and insight. That is rare," Alex exhaled. He felt a mix of relief and pride. This was not just about survival. It was about proving that humans could think, adapt, and make critical decisions under pressure. The calm did not last long. Suddenly, an alert flashed across the projection. A new cluster of ships appeared, moving much faster, cutting through space in unpredictable paths. They seemed to avoid Alex's previous signal, yet their presence triggered the ship's warning systems. Solara's posture stiffened slightly. "Unexpected variables," she muttered. "This is exactly the challenge I anticipated. Adaptability will be tested." Alex's heart raced. "What do we do?" "We observe first," Solara said, "then respond. Do not act rashly. Remember, patience and analysis are strengths your species possesses. Use them." Alex focused. He traced the paths, noting how the ships avoided direct contact but continued to shift, almost as if probing for weaknesses in the surrounding space. He thought like a human strategist, using logic, pattern recognition, and instinct together. "They're testing defenses," he said aloud. "They want to see how we react. They're not attacking yet because they're uncertain about us. If we maintain calm and respond carefully, we can learn their purpose." Solara's eyes glimmered faintly. "Impressive. You see more than movement. You understand intent. Many of my kind overlook the subtle reasoning behind actions. Humans observe differently." Alex felt a strange thrill. Here he was, a human among alien technology, being acknowledged for the very traits that had always set humanity apart: creativity, adaptability, and courage. Minutes turned into hours. Alex and Solara worked in silent synchronization. He monitored the incoming ships, predicting movements, suggesting responses, and learning from the Sentinel's observations. She rarely gave direct answers, letting him deduce solutions himself, but her presence was constant, a steadying influence. Finally, after what felt like an eternity, the new cluster of ships slowed. They broke into formation and retreated, disappearing into the vastness of space. Alex stared at the projection, exhausted but exhilarated. "They have learned," he said, his voice hoarse. "They've tested, and now they are leaving, or at least pausing their approach." Solara's expression was unreadable, but Alex sensed approval. "Yes, they will report what they have seen. Your species has passed the first observation test." Alex sank into his chair, letting the tension drain from his body. "First test. Passed, that's something, I guess." Solara moved closer, her gaze meeting his. "Not just something. Humans excel in observation and adaptation. Your species possesses qualities most of the galaxy underestimates. That is why I sought you. That is why I remain here with you." Alex smiled, despite exhaustion. "So I'm really doing this? I'm helping you. Help protect the galaxy?" "Yes," Solara said simply. "Your actions today demonstrate potential. Potential for leadership, decision-making, and courage. Humans are remarkable. They can succeed where many others fail." Alex felt a surge of pride. He had survived the crash, faced alien technology, analyzed unknown threats, and acted decisively. For the first time, he truly felt the weight of being human, and the possibilities it offered. Solara stepped back, her form glowing softly in the ambient light. "Rest now," she said. "Tomorrow brings a new challenge. Observation alone is not enough. You will need to act directly, adapt quickly, and trust in your instincts. The galaxy tests all who enter it. You are no exception." Alex nodded. He knew he would need to be ready. The first challenge had shown him a glimpse of his potential, but he sensed that the trials ahead would test him in ways he could not yet imagine. As he lay back, staring at the shimmering ceiling, he realized something profound. Humans were often underestimated in the wider galaxy, yet here he was, a human, chosen to face trials that many advanced alien species might fail. For the first time, Alex felt the spark of destiny, not arrogance, but determination. He would rise to the challenges ahead. He would prove that humanity's adaptability, intelligence, and courage could make a difference in the vast, uncertain galaxy. Solara's quiet presence in the room reassured him. He was not alone. Together, human and sentinel, they would face the unknown, and Alex felt ready for whatever came next. Alex woke to a soft, steady hum, the same as the previous day, but today the air felt charged with anticipation. He could sense it in the ship, a subtle tension that hinted at movement beyond the walls. Yesterday, he had observed the alien fleet, analyzed patterns, and proven his ability to understand and adapt. Today, Solara said, would be different. Today he would act. Solara stood near the holographic panel, her posture calm and precise. "Are you ready?" she asked, her voice carrying the same quiet authority as always. Alex took a deep breath, feeling the weight of responsibility settle on his shoulders. "Yes, I think I am." "Good," she said. "Observation is important, but action defines survival. Today, your decision-making and adaptability will be tested under pressure. You must remain focused." She gestured toward the main panel, and the room shifted. A vast projection of a nearby star system appeared, filled with planets, asteroids, and moving dots representing ships. One cluster, larger than the others, was heading toward a small, uninhabited planet. Solara's gaze fixed on it. "That cluster is not friendly. They seek resources and will exploit weaknesses. You must stop them from causing harm. How will you proceed?" Alex's mind raced. He studied the formation, noting their speed, patterns, and the planet's defenses. He considered options, weighing risk against potential outcomes. "We could create a diversion," he said slowly. "If we manipulate the local asteroid field, we can block their path temporarily, forcing them to scatter. It would buy time for the planet to remain safe and give us a chance to monitor them." Solara's eyes brightened faintly. "Interesting. Humans are inventive. Proceed." Alex moved to the controls, tracing motions through the holographic interface. The ship responded instantly, the environment around him bending subtly under his commands. He sent small commands to the asteroids, nudging them slightly, altering trajectories with precision. The alien ships noticed immediately. They shifted course, trying to adjust, but the obstacles slowed them. "Excellent," Solara said. "Now predict their response." Alex studied the fleet. The ships were intelligent, capable of quick adjustments, but their reactions followed logic patterns. "They will try to find gaps," he said. "If we continue to adjust the asteroids, they will disperse. Some may retreat, others may attempt to find a direct path. We need to monitor each movement. Hours passed. Alex adjusted, recalculated, and readjusted. His hands moved instinctively over the controls, reacting to new patterns as they emerged. Solara's presence remained steady, but she allowed him to take the lead, intervening only when necessary. Finally, a portion of the fleet retreated. Alex's heart raced as he watched the remaining ships. They hesitated, scanning the environment, unsure of the next move. "They're cautious," he said. "They won't attack while they're uncertain. This is our chance to gather information." Solara nodded. "You are correct. Intelligence is as valuable as action. Humans balance thought and initiative well." Alex felt a surge of pride. Each step had reinforced his belief that humans were adaptable, capable of innovation under pressure. He was not just surviving. He was excelling in a situation far beyond anything Earth could have prepared him for. Suddenly, an unexpected alert appeared on the panel. A smaller group of alien ships approached from an unmonitored trajectory, moving faster than the main cluster. Alex's pulse quickened. "They're trying a sneak approach," he said. "If we don't respond quickly, they could bypass the defenses entirely." Solara's eyes narrowed. "Then act." "Trust your instincts." Alex acted immediately. He calculated the likely paths, predicting where the ships would attempt to pass. Using the ship's advanced systems, he manipulated energy fields, creating temporary barriers that rerouted the approaching ships. They slowed, adjusted, and eventually joined the main cluster, their attempt foiled. Solara observed silently, her expression unreadable but approving. "You acted decisively," she said after a moment. "Many species would hesitate, waste precious moments calculating endlessly. Humans act with efficiency and foresight." Alex exhaled, feeling the adrenaline ebb. "It worked? They're contained." "For now?" "Yes," Solara agreed. "For now. But remember, action is never final. Adaptability must remain constant. The galaxy tests all who enter it." The remainder of the day passed with similar exercises. Alex faced multiple scenarios, predicting movements of unknown fleets, redirecting energy flows to prevent collisions, and devising strategies to protect uninhabited planets. Each challenge tested his creativity, decision-making, and courage. Solara provided guidance, hints, and occasional corrections, but the solutions were always Alex's. By evening, Alex was exhausted but exhilarated. He had made real-time decisions, influenced outcomes, and learned to trust both his instincts and analytical skills. Solara finally stepped back, allowing him to relax. "You have completed today's phase successfully. Observation prepared you. Action defined you. Humans are capable of remarkable things when they combine thought with decisive effort." Alex leaned back in his chair, trying to process everything. He had faced alien technology, unknown threats, and unpredictable scenarios, and survived. More than survived, he had excelled. He felt a profound sense of pride, not arrogance, but confidence in what humans could achieve. Solara continued, her voice calm but serious. "The galaxy often underestimates your species. Many advanced civilizations fail to recognize that adaptability, creativity, and courage are strengths not measured by technology alone. You have demonstrated all three." Alex smiled faintly. I didn't expect to be doing all this today. But it feels right somehow, like humans really can make a difference." "You do," Solara said simply. "And that is why you are here. The tests will become more complex, but you are prepared to face them. Trust in your instincts. Trust in your mind. Trust in your species." As the simulated exercises concluded, the ship's interior dimmed softly. Alex finally allowed himself a moment of rest, sitting back in the glowing chair reflecting on the day's events. He realized that every decision, every calculated risk had mattered. Humans were not just survivors. They were innovators, problem solvers, and capable of courage beyond expectation. Solara approached quietly. "Rest now," she said. "Tomorrow brings challenges that will test your adaptability under unpredictable pressure. Action alone will not suffice. You must combine observation, foresight, and initiative in ways your instincts have only hinted at." Alex nodded, exhausted but eager. "I'll be ready." Solara gave a faint nod of approval, then left the cabin. Alex gazed at the shimmering walls, reflecting on the day. He thought of the alien fleet, the small victories, and the thrill of making real-time decisions. He felt a connection not just to Solara but to the vast unknown galaxy. Humans were capable, and now he had proof that adaptability, intelligence, and courage could influence the universe. As he lay down, Alex felt anticipation for tomorrow. The first day of action had revealed his potential. The tests ahead would be harder, the scenarios more unpredictable, but he now knew that humans could rise to challenges where others might fail. He had begun to understand that being human was not a limitation. It was an advantage. The stars outside the ship shimmered in distant silence. Alex closed his eyes, letting exhaustion take over, but his mind was alive with possibility. He was ready for whatever came next, ready to prove that humanity could make a difference in a galaxy full of wonders and dangers alike. And deep within him, a spark of determination burned brighter than ever. Humans had arrived, and their presence in the wider galaxy was only just beginning to matter. Alex awoke to an urgent vibration running through the ship. The soft hum he had grown accustomed to was now sharper, filled with tension. Today, Solara had said, the final phase of his evaluation would begin. Unlike observation or controlled action, this phase would test his judgment, courage, and ability to act under unpredictable circumstances. Solara stood near the control panel, her posture calm yet commanding. The approaching fleet has changed course, she said. They seek to claim a strategic resource-rich planet. They are faster and more unpredictable than before. This is the ultimate test. You must act decisively. Alex's pulse quickened. He had faced simulations and smaller-scale maneuvers before, but this was real. The lives of civilizations he could not yet understand, and the safety of a planet depended on his decisions. He took a deep breath, steadying himself. What resources? He asked. Solara pointed to the holographic map. Energy cores capable of powering advanced cities for centuries. If they are taken or destroyed, the consequences could be catastrophic. You must prevent that from happening. Alex leaned over the controls, analyzing the fleet. Ships moved like a swarm of predators, testing boundaries and seeking the fastest path to the planet. His human instincts kicked in. We can't fight them head-on, he said aloud. There are too many. We need to control the environment, manipulate their path, and buy time. Solara observed silently. Explain your plan. Alex traced the asteroid fields near the planet. We can redirect the natural asteroids, creating barriers and traps. At the same time, we can simulate multiple ship signatures in different sectors to confuse them. This will force the fleet to split, reducing their effectiveness and slowing their advance. Once they are divided, we can use the planet's natural defense satellites to block further progress. Solara's eyes narrowed, impressed. Clever. Humans combine intuition with logic effectively. Proceed. Alex acted quickly, sending commands to the ship's systems. Holographic lines traced paths through the asteroid field, redirecting massive rocks with subtle precision. Energy pulses projected multiple false signatures, simulating human ships in surrounding sectors. The alien fleet reacted almost instantly. Ships split apart, some veering toward phantom targets while others slowed as the asteroids obstructed their path. This is working, Alex said, feeling a surge of confidence. They're being forced to respond, dividing their forces. Solara nodded. Now predict their next move. Alex studied the remaining active ships. They will attempt to bypass the field through gaps, he said. If we adjust the energy fields at the right moment, we can guide them directly into the planet's defense satellites range. It's risky, but it may be the only way. He hesitated briefly, weighing the potential failure. The thought of losing, of allowing the fleet to succeed, made his stomach tighten. But he pushed aside doubt. This was the culmination of everything he had learned. The observation, the analysis, the decisive action. Humans could adapt. Humans could succeed. He acted. The ship responded to his commands with fluid precision. Energy fields shifted, guiding the alien ships toward the satellites. The vessels collided with the automated defenses, slowing their advance and scattering the fleet further. Alex's hands moved instinctively, adjusting for unexpected changes, predicting behavior faster than the simulation could. Solara's gaze softened with approval. You act with courage and precision, adapting to unpredictability. Many species fail at this point. Humans excel. Alex felt a thrill of accomplishment. The fleet was contained. The planet was safe. Every decision he had made, every risk he had taken had mattered. Yet he knew this was more than personal success. It was proof that humans, despite being one of the younger species in the galaxy, could face challenges that others might fail to overcome. Suddenly, a final ship emerged, larger and more advanced than the others. It appeared to lead the retreating fleet, assessing the situation. Alex realized this was a test of strategy against superior intelligence. The ship's maneuvers were sophisticated, but Alex did not panic. He analyzed, predicted, and acted. Using a combination of the asteroid field, energy signatures, and the planet's satellites, he created a path that forced the final ship into a controlled corridor. Its weapon systems activated, but the automated defenses neutralized the threat without destruction. The fleet, seeing their leader unable to bypass defenses, finally retreated fully into the depths of space. Alex slumped back in relief, exhausted, but elated. He had faced the ultimate challenge and succeeded. Solara approached, her expression unreadable, yet a faint glimmer of pride shone in her eyes. "Humans are remarkable," she said softly. "You have demonstrated observation, action, and strategic foresight. You have adapted, innovated, and acted decisively under pressure. You are exceptional." Alex's chest swelled with pride. "So I passed?" he asked. Solara smiled faintly. "You did more than pass. You have proven that humans can influence events in ways few species can. You have shown courage, creativity, and adaptability. These qualities make humans vital in the galaxy." Alex realized in that moment the weight of what he had accomplished. He was not just surviving or learning. He was representing humanity. He felt a profound connection to his species, understanding for the first time the potential that humans held in a universe filled with wonders and dangers. Solara's voice broke his thoughts. "There is more, but not for now. Rest. Tomorrow you will continue your journey, but today you have proven yourself. You are a capable human, and the galaxy may depend on individuals like you." Alex exhaled deeply, sinking into the soft glow of the ship's cabin. He had faced unknown fleets, made critical decisions, and protected a planet. He had discovered strengths within himself and within humanity that he had never fully appreciated. As the stars outside shimmered, he felt something extraordinary. A sense of purpose, a connection not just to Solara, but to a galaxy that had seemed so vast and incomprehensible before. Humans were capable. Humans were resilient. Humans were extraordinary. Solara watched him quietly for a moment, then stepped back, her form glowing softly. "Rest now, human. Tomorrow is another day. Another opportunity to prove what your species can achieve. You have taken the first step towards something greater." Alex closed his eyes, letting the exhaustion take over, but inside, his mind was alive with possibility. The trials had tested his intellect, instincts, and courage. He had succeeded. Humans had survived. Humans had triumphed. And somewhere deep inside, Alex understood that this was only the beginning. Humans had a role to play in the galaxy, one that could shape the future of civilizations. He was ready for that role. He was ready for whatever came next. The stars outside continued to shine, distant and infinite. Alex smiled faintly, feeling the pulse of life, intelligence, and possibility around him. He was human. He had acted. He had succeeded. And the galaxy had taken notice. For the first time in his life, Alex felt the true meaning of being human. Not just as a survivor, but as a species capable of courage, ingenuity, and greatness.